Kirtlands are a Great Lakes endemic species. They breed nowhere else in the world. They have hung on thanks to the efforts of the Department of Natural Resources in the state of Michigan in partnership with the U.S. Forestry and U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services to manage habitat that the warbler requires for breeding for the past 60 years. We know that Kirtlands could also use Ontario, but current population in Canada is somewhere between 15 to 25 breeding pairs. We believe we can get that population to double in 10 years if we continue on our trajectory. GEI, Sir Sanford Fleming College, Oak Ridges Moraine Land Trust, and Burke's Natural Heritage Consulting came together in 2021 because we all recognize the need and the potential for more habitat for the warbler. Sir Sanford Fleming brings an in-depth understanding of forest management practices, and Oak Ridges Moraine Land Trust oversees an area of high potential for Kirtland's warbler habitat to be restored in, while GEI and Burke's contribute species-specific knowledge relating to what habitat Kirtland's requires to establish a breeding population. They have successfully completed 2 different restoration projects, 50 hectares in size, starting in 2017. In 2022, we successfully attracted Kirtland's warblers to one of our restoration sites. And at that moment, we knew that we were onto something that could lead to more successful restoration in other places in Ontario. The Kirtland's project stands out in that we are mainly using seed-based restoration. We're going out and collecting the seed from 85 plus native species in the surrounding areas. These seeds are then spread across the site to settle and establish themselves. To create the conditions that seed will best survive in, we need to clean the slate. Fire removes vegetation and creates the bare soil conditions to which so many of our native species are adapted. If possible, we try to employ a prescribed burn where the limits of the fire are carefully set up and managed so that it burns a specific area safely. Since the warbler depends on a very specific habitat that is the result of fire events in which to raise its family, we use tree planting to get to our desired vegetation structure as quickly as we can. Kirtlands use a high density of young 7 to 25-year-old red pine and jack pine, and we plant to a prescribed tree density to achieve that. The support provided by this funding will allow us to accelerate change for Kirtland's warblers in Canada. We currently stand at about 230 hectares of restored and managed habitat, all using locally collected seed-based restoration, specifically targeting Kirtland's warblers since 2017. With additional funding support in 5 years, we can increase understanding within the land manager community about habitat structure goals that are compatible with forestry goals and put more Kirtland's habitat on Ontario and Quebec landscapes.